Good evening, I'm Alex Tejada. Day after day, the U.S. is breaking one record after another as COVID-19 continues to spread. So where are we on a vaccine? As Britt Conway reports, Dr. Anthony Fauci says he's cautiously optimistic that we might have something in the next couple weeks. According to Associated Press polls, minority voters overwhelmingly voted in favor of former Vice President Joe Biden, yet the president actually made up ground with minorities. So did their vote affect the outcomes? Here at Fox 47, we looked into it.
Well, I vote for Biden, President. I think Biden is probably the best choice of compromise that we have.
Many other African Americans agreed.
The country is so divided as it is, and I think that Joe will be able to do things to help poor people together. He has experience in the Senate where he can bring both sides of the aisle together, and I think he knows the issues well, so I think that experience made him one of the better candidates, or probably the best candidate for the presidency.
The Rochester NAACP chapter president believes it was more than just one group that helped Biden over the line.
I think not only African Americans, but many Americans were just tired of what they saw and what they felt like was happening to people of color.
The death of George Floyd was one such instance. Many African Americans were not happy with the president's response.
Trump, as the president of the United States, could have came together to show some concern. He showed none.
Phillips also believes the president-elect handled himself in the days following the election better than the current president.
He was telling people, just be patient with the system, let's work together, and that's what we need as a president.
Many have been critical of Biden's past political history. However, W.C. Jordan believes Biden is the right man for social justice.
And I think that experiencing and living through that time and understanding the transition will help Joe Biden as he moves forward to work on issues related to social justice and also police reform.
Yet at the moment, the nation is still divided.
But it's not what we need here. At the end of the day, we're all Americans, okay? And we need to find a way to come together.
And it does not happen with just an election. Change right here at home is necessary as well.
One thing we do here at Jersey Joe's is I have an open forum. We talk all the time. I have Trump supporters that come in. I have Biden supporters that come in. You have to talk. You have to have a conversation to realize how much you have in common.
In Rochester, Alex Tejada, Fox 47 News. Saturday's 2020 presidential announcement was a victory for some, and for others, it was an upset. Joe Biden is the president-elect, and Kamala Harris is the first black and Asian woman to be elected vice president. But the presidential process does not end there. Fox 47's Kamaria Bray tells us what's next to come.
At a time like this, when people don't have money, and it's no fault of their own, and they have nowhere to go, yes, I believe it's a good program.
The prospect of a second stimulus check.
Yeah, to help me out my rent and different everyday things, yeah.
Absolutely, it would help. I think it'd help everybody.
Yes, I had lost my job because of
COVID.
What is it?
Oh, plant downsizing.
Planned downsizing. And so, yeah, the second round would definitely benefit us a lot.
While everyone could use an extra $1,200 in their wallet, the pandemic has affected Rochester residents in many different ways.
Staring at tablet screens for 7 hours.
In middle school for the first time, Gavin's transition is made harder by distance learning.
It's pretty different. I'm hoping next year that I'll be able to go to Friday because my lucky sister gets to go to school 2 times a day.
While life is different, it hasn't been all bad, at least not for everyone.
I think it is let us slow down a little bit and maybe reevaluate what's really important to all of us.
It's been all right, man, Just can't go nowhere like you really want to. That's about the only thing. But other than that, it's all right, man. I can't complain. Minding your own business, wearing your mask, doing your thing. That's what everybody should do.
I don't know if there's much good that has come out of all this misery because I don't know if people really appreciate what they had.
However, it has forced many to rethink economically.
I think frugality is going to be the word for the holidays this year.
We've learned to really live on a budget and within our means, and we miss going out and going to restaurants, and this has been the first time in months for us.
Even so, a second round of stimulus checks would be nice.
Wait till the COVID's over and then take a good vacation. We need one.
I'd actually probably try and spare some money for the children, probably for a donation to the Children's Museum or the probably orphans.
Legalizing recreational marijuana is a hot-button issue.
They think it has racially discriminatory effects. They want to have access for health, and people believe that this is something that can be done well and safely, and that it's time for Minnesota to get with the program.
But many in law enforcement disagree.
Why would we legalize something that we know is a problem for when people are driving?
The Minnesota Sheriff's Association points to data out of Colorado proving societal issues related to marijuana increase with legalization. On the other hand, Winkler says his research into other states shows legalization can be done safely.
Yes, there are concerns, but we can better address the concerns for cannabis with a legal regulated marketplace than we can with a criminal justice prohibition model. And the fact of the matter is, the scare tactics don't work anymore.
Because the same plant that grows marijuana produces CBD products. They just must contain less than 0.3% THC. In fact, making marijuana legal would help the hemp farmers.
So that now we could go ahead and go above that 0.3 and not have a problem. Because right now it's really hard with your varieties to make sure they stay below 0.3% THC.
And some CBD store owners believe legalizing THC would provide an additional product to sell rather than hurt the CBD market.
I don't think the THC would make any difference. Some people might need that extra actually. Lots of times in case of major pains, the THC is probably going to help better.
The Superior cannabis owners think legalization would provide a boost to the local economy.
We love the CBD market, but we love that whole plant. To, I guess, ignore the potential of that plant for both medical patients and recreational, I think it's a healthier alternative than alcohol, I think is just ignorant.
Despite growing support for recreational marijuana, there are still detractors.
Both sheriffs, police chiefs, I believe the County Attorneys Association, all of us are at that point yet of saying, no, legalizing marijuana in Minnesota is just not the right thing to do.
Yet the ones keeping it from becoming law are in the state capitol.
They are absolutely dead set against making changes. And so frankly, if you want cannabis to be legalized in Minnesota, you have to replace Republican senators.
Olmsted County has some unique-looking geography, and with it, unique urban legends. Many places in Rochester can trace its history back to something else.
So Quarry Hill Nature Center is actually on the lands of the old state hospital, and they have over 2,000 patients buried there.
At least one person was murdered at that hospital. They are buried here at Oakwood Cemetery, which is home to many famous Rochester residents. And the grounds here are rumored to be haunted, with a ghostly white woman seen near the graves of Dr. Joseph Edward Mayo and his wife Ruth. Both died mysterious deaths.
We also know a story out in Farmington of a blacksmith that was actually killed while he was working on the old windmill there. So it's kind of a creepy area to go and visit.
Other townships in the county also have tragic stories behind them.
And we know New Haven, the township, was established after a flood wiped out the city of Durango, because they were going to name the township Durango, but the citizens had to flee to an area that they called New Haven, and that's how the township got its name there.
Back in Rochester, one landmark has a little-known past.
The Kaler Hotel was built to serve double duty, both as a hotel and a hospital. So the top floors of the hotel originally had operating rooms and a 210-bed hospital there. The hotel's actually been renovated, so they're no longer offering surgeries, but it is kind of creepy that that used to happen there.
Even the Stopple Farm on the grounds of the History Center is also rumored to be haunted, but nothing has been proven.
Not that I've found. I've only been here a short time, but we do know that some of the children, like early babies that died, are buried out there. We're not sure where. But, you know, the farm's wicked old, and there's a lot of history there, so we invite everyone to come and check it out, along with our creepy doll collection.
In Olmsted County, Alex Tejada, KTTC News.